Hello and welcome back to another episode from the Debate Gate Sports Podcast, home of the greatest sports content that you will find anywhere.
Ever.
Yes, ever. We're the greatest that has ever been. If you guys are new to the channel, please like and subscribe because we are on the road to 100 subscribers. We know there's plenty of new viewers out there. So if you like us, if you don't hate us, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Today, we're doing our 2021 NBA City jerseys. For those of you that have stuck around with us for 6 or 7 months that we've been doing this, you know that NBA City jerseys were our very first video. So this video kind of hits very close to home. I know Josh is a bit emotional for this episode. But yeah, new NBA City jerseys. They've been out for quite some time, low on our priority list. So we've gotten some other things. Other videos out of the way first, and now we're doing the City jerseys. We had time, so yeah, I'll shut up and let's get onto it. So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna go like division by division, starting with the Atlantic Division in the East. First team up, the Boston Celtics. So Josh, what do you like from the Boston Celtics City practice jersey?
Yeah, they do look like practice jerseys. Also, as you can see, we didn't fire Gavin. Hopefully he's back and better than ever, but it's not that hard to get much worse than he was before. So he has to have improved, at least hopefully. But yeah, the Boston Celtics. I start off my ranking. I put him in D tier, dislike, and it kept him out of the F tier, which is like the hate tier, because they look clean. Like, they are simple, they look clean, and the meaning behind them is really cool. I like the fact, like, there was this image, I can't find it again, but Jason Tatum standing with his hands on his hips, like, right in front of the banners, because they lowered all the banners to be, like, the surrounding the court in there in Boston. So it was a cool picture, and it was like, I didn't know that it was supposed to represent the banners until I saw that picture. I was like, oh, okay. But that keeps out of the F tier, which is hate, and because it's like not that bad. It's just boring. It's just plain. It's not like it's not a jersey that hurts my eyes. So I put it in D tier.
I would agree with you on that. I also have mine in D tier for similar reasons. Originally, it was like F tier. Like, how in the world is this a City jersey? It's this ass. There's nothing to this jersey. It's just Boston Celtics and typical Google Docs Arial font. And then I'm like, okay, it's supposed to represent the banners. And once I saw it on the players, I'm like, oh, it is so clean. It is one of the cleanest jerseys out there. So for me, I'd rather take a boring practice-looking jersey than a very ugly jersey. So I also have them in D tier. Moving on to the Brooklyn Nets. What tier do you have them in?
Honestly, initially, I had them first thought, right? It's not there anymore. But first thought, I had them in D or F tier. I did not like them. But another reason why we waited so long is because we wanted to see them on players. I feel like it's a big difference because there's a few here, and this is one of them, where actually watching the game with them playing with it is much better and much different than it was just like in the promo pictures or just the jersey up against a white background. It looked so much better. And for that, it raised it from D to F to B tier. I like it. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the font, but the herringbone pattern on the jersey, as well as the cool, like, colored Nike logo is just a cool touch. And then the paint strokes and the triangles on the side of the shorts look really, really cool. And up the side of, I think, the right side, or no, that's the left side of those jerseys look really, really good. So I like it much more, but I'm still not a fan. I don't know how people from Brooklyn feel about it, like BKLYN, like, I hate it whenever people say Chi-Town, CHI, Chi-Town for Chicago. It's annoying. So I don't know how people feel about the Brooklyn BKLYN. So, I mean, it's kind of up to them, but, like, I find it, not as appealing, with all the syllables. It's just not, not syllables. What is it? Consonants? Because, every word has a vowel. So it's not really appeasing, but that's what keeps it in the like instead of going up into great and really, really like and all time, that kind of tier.
So what tier was that again?
That was B, like it. I like it.
Yeah. Again, I also have mine in B tier. And yeah, I think it looks nice. Initially, I thought this was borderline S tier, but with the pants and the cord, it doesn't really look as good. And the more I kind of look at it, the less I like it. The font it's small and it's a little bit weird. But I know that the art and kind of the font as well, and the little parentheses surrounding the Nets is supposed to represent like a Brooklyn artist, Jean Michel Biscuit, some French name. I'm sorry, I'm not from Brooklyn. Brooklyn people, do not come at me in this video. But yeah, I really like the blue Nike logo. I think that was pretty cool, and it also looks like it's been painted on there, which I think is very nice. Overall, pretty good jersey. I got it in B tier.
Yeah, speaking of courts, I feel like this made it tougher. Is that we see so many teams now, I think it's been increasing the number of teams that add courts to their city jerseys. And it's annoying to me when teams don't do that now. When teams have a city jersey, but they don't use a court. We'll get into this later with more jerseys that apply to this. But I don't like it when the court it brings down the jersey. It's not going to bring it in the tier list that I'm making, but it does bring down the aesthetic of watching the game when it's like, for example, the Bulls last year. They still had the black and red all around, and then they're wearing powder blue. It's like, ew. Despite me actually liking the powder blue, as you can see by the fact that I bought a hat of the same color based off the city jersey. But next is the New York Knicks, and I'm pretty sure we have differing opinions on this one. So why don't you give yours first, Gavin?
We have our very first F tier jersey for an F tier team. I don't like this jersey, I'm going to be honest. Maybe it's because I'm biased, because I don't like the Knicks. No, that's not the reason. But for the second year in a row, the New York Knicks jerseys are an F tier. I don't know where to start with this jersey. The one positive is the Nike logo kind of has the NYC around it. I don't even know if that's considered a positive, but the gradient kind of circle around the number saying the city never sleeps, New York Knicks, really just does not look good at all. Like the S and the W looks like there's like, you got a little bit of extra orange paint and white paint on there. Looks very kind of like sloppy. I know that's kind of what they were going for, but it doesn't look good. And then the gradient on the sides, the orange and blue is not a good gradient. We've seen like the Falcons black and red gradient from the NFL. I didn't think those were that bad, but blue and orange is not as good. So yeah, I think this is an F tier jersey. It's not good to look at.
No, I'm going to extremely differentiate from you here. These, I like them.
Wowzers.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. I know it's a hot take, full of hot takes over here, but yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm a sucker for black jerseys just because, they're honestly less common than people think. There's not as many solid black jerseys, and I just think they look so good and so clean, especially in the NBA. And especially with all the arm sleeves and stuff, they look extremely, extremely good. I like the gradient on the sides. I think it does look good. The one thing that keeps it out from me loving it is I really like orange and blue. I think that's more of just a biased opinion of me just liking the colors orange and blue. But the one thing I don't like about them is that city that never sleeps. That's cringe. It's cringy. It's not. Hard to explain, but it's not funny. I mean, it's not supposed to be funny, but it's just I'm not a fan of it. It's just not great. It's annoying looking. It's it's like back when in the NHL, all the teams thought they were special by doing the circle logo with text around it. It's like that, but obviously there's a number in there. So it's just, I don't really like it. But honestly, when you can't read it and you're reading City That Never Sleeps, New York Knicks, it looks kind of good with the ring going from white to blue to orange with the number in between. I kind of like it from a distance, but obviously I'm never going to buy it, so that's why it's in the B tier for me. But the next one we have is the Philadelphia 76ers. I feel like this was one where, the on-court definitely changed my opinion on it, but, what do you have to say?
I actually did not see these on court, so I'm going to have to go with B tier. Initially, when I saw these, I didn't like them at all. I got the Philadelphia on the bottom, as you can see. Does not. I thought that was like way out of place. The number looked way out of place. Then the more I kind of looked into it, because I think on the 76ers Twitter, they posted like a video explaining like the significance behind like the details on the jersey, and like the little neon houses are supposed to represent like Boathouse Row, which is pretty much, I don't know if it's along the ocean or like a river or something, but all the houses along that body of water in Philadelphia, they all like have like neon lights around them, like they look like Christmas lights, and they always light up at night. Actually looks pretty cool. So I thought that was nice. And the more I look at them, the more I kind of like them. And with a black jersey, you can't be like too high or too low. As I
Said
said,
the guy who just put a black jersey in F tier. What kind of hypocrisy is that?
okay, well, these 76ers jerseys also don't have gradient blue and gradient orange with a circle that says "City never sleeps." Like they're just ha ha he he. But yeah, to summarize, Philadelphia 76ers, you guys have a B tier jersey.
I think this is the same issue that kind of not the same issue, but one of the issues that kind of plagued this team's jersey last year for me. I like the rest of their jerseys so much more. I don't really like these jerseys. I loved them when we initially made the listing. We were going to initially record it back in December before any team wore any of their city jerseys. I had them A tier. I thought I loved them. I thought I really, really liked them. They dropped all the way down to D tier. I don't like them. I really, really love, I'm going to be honest, I love everything about the jersey except the one aspect that's supposed to make it a city jersey. I love the blue and red with the black. I love the 76 logo, you know, that they do like the 7 and then the 6 is kind of in line with it.
On the pants, right? Is it on the shorts?
Yeah, on the corner of the shorts.
Yeah.
So I really like that. I like how, you know, the blue and the red lines kind of, you know, in a block formation go next to each other. I like the numbers. I like the shadow of the numbers. But what the hell is this horizontal line in the middle? I know it's Boathouse Row. I've honestly never heard of Boathouse Row being a part of Philadelphia. Like, I've never heard of that before, and I don't like it. I think it, you know, I don't think it looks good in a vertical game. I know this is weird, but for like the NHL, for example, it's a horizontal game. People are skating back and forth. So the horizontal lines work well. But for a sport where it's so vertical and people are jumping and stuff, it looks weird to see this rather than this. It looks more satisfying. So I don't like the horizontal lines that much. And that's where this, except for, of course, there's going to be exceptions, but the horizontal lines for this, just one thick horizontal line that's supposed to be Boathouse Row, I don't like it. I don't like it, so I put it in the D tier.
Would you have preferred a vertical Boathouse Row going down the middle?
Yes, yeah, no, no, vertical. I don't know what else you would incorporate there. But I do want them to stick with that black, but just change up their like meaning behind it with the Boathouse Row, change it to something else. But that black, what they got started with that black, that font, all that kind of stuff, that's going to be fire if they're able to change.
I wish they did more black with blue and red. I would say change their statement jersey, but their statement jersey already looks fire. So if they made like another jersey with like black and blue and red, that looked better than this.
Yeah, look really good.
I have to cop that. Yeah. But yeah, the last team in the Atlantic Division, the Toronto Raptors, and they did have a city jersey. These guys are kind of an interesting case, but they're in Tampa Bay, so they're not wearing these city jerseys, I believe. So we can rank them anyways. I would have them in B tier just because it's very similar to the one last year, but just like slightly worse. We'll never get to see these on court, so I'm just like kind of looking at crappy Twitter pictures right now. But it's very same. It's again, it's the black and the gold font, same exact font from last year, but instead there's like a little claw mark / underneath the Toronto. I just thought this is just slightly worse than the one last year, and you know I hate it when a team brings back like the same jersey from the year before, so they're in B tier.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I liked the other ones last year. At least I think I did. I mean, I looking back on it, I really did. On my memory, maybe I'm speaking, out of pocket and I'm wrong. But I didn't. I don't love them. They're fine. They look good. Black and gold's a good combination. Combination. English apparently escapes me, but yeah. Put them in B tier. They're fine. They're good. So, moving on to the Central Division. And Central Division time. We are starting with the Chicago Bulls, the hometown team. Gavin, what do you think?
Well, it's better than the one last year, but it's not as good as the first two that they had. Another jersey in B tier. It's good. It's good. I'm not going to say that it's bad or even C tier for that. I like it. I didn't buy it. I had the opportunity to buy it, and I chose their red jersey over it. I would honestly say that I would pick their red, their black, and their white jerseys over this. But, it's really it does look good. It's gray. The font is supposed to represent like the Chicago theater sign, I'm pretty sure, which I think it looks nice. The kind of peach on the orange. It really looks good with the gray. Then they kind of have the John Hancock building, like spiraling down the sides of their jerseys and like a skyscraper on their shorts. And so I think it looks good. It's got some city ties in it, which is always good to see. So B tier.
Yeah, I like it. I really like the meaning behind it. I think that's one of the best. The Art Deco style that was kind of entrepreneured by Chicago and Chicago architects. So I thought that was really, really cool. But this is the first victim, and I'd say 3 of these jerseys in this division fall victim to this. Good jerseys could be great with a court. They're good jerseys, could be better with a court. It's just, again, the Bulls. Like, come on, change your damn court. Your colors are not matching the colors of your city jerseys, so then it looks like you're an away team playing home, but the other team's wearing white, so you both look like away teams.
Honestly, I think it wouldn't even be that big of a court change, but if they exchanged all the red that was in there, like on the bowl and stuff, made that like the peach color, and then made the black like the gray on their uniform. So at least the bowl matched their jersey.
Not complicated. And then add the design that's like down the sides of the shirts and the court and the shorts on like the side of the court. Boom. Boom. Simple change. You don't even have to change the majority of
Exactly. It's not like a complete revamp. Like it's not like you're taking out the entire floor.
Exactly. So, I put them in B tier as well. They're good. I think they would look like be one of the best city jerseys with the court because, I just think that would make a huge, huge difference, and I would love it. So the next one actually does have a court, and that's the Cleveland Cavaliers. But for me, it doesn't really help them. But what do you think?
A lot of people were really down on these jerseys, but once again, I didn't mind it. Another B tier jersey, by the way.
Really?
It's good. Yeah, I really like. A lot of people were complaining about the font. I think it's a really, really, really cool touch. One of like the coolest ties to the city that any of the teams had, and pretty much what it is. All the letters spelling Cleveland is supposed to represent a musical artist or like an album cover for a band that's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because I believe the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland. I'm assuming that would make no sense if it wasn't in Cleveland. But yeah, so it's got like Nirvana's, and then there's like Pink Floyd, and yeah, that's about all I remember. But there's more. And so yeah, other than that, like their typical orange and red, or orange and maroon on a black jersey, like the accents, they look good. So yeah, I think it's just a B tier jersey.
I can see that. Yeah, that makes sense. So the more I look at it, the more I like it, to be honest. And I'm gonna put it up to B tier. It was in C tier for me. Originally, when I first thought it was F tier, and it was like the only F tier. But that's where I'm glad we waited, because it makes a big difference. Like looking at it on court as Colin Sexton, absolutely torched the Brooklyn Nets for those back-to-back games like about a couple weeks ago. That was fun to watch, and he looked good doing it in those jerseys. They aren't their best jerseys. I still like their other black ones with like the C and the number right below it, because I'm a sucker for black jerseys. But these are really, really good. I also like a thing you didn't mention that thanks for leaving to me, is the pins. They still have the band pins on the bottom side of their jersey as well as on the side of their shorts, and that also looks really cool. It's a cool little touch to add that. So I like that as well.
They have it on the courts as well. I'm looking at a picture of the court right now, and they have those little pins like next to the free throw line in like the short corner, kind of.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So, so I think it's good. B tier. I like it. There's going to be a lot of B tiers. I feel like this year is a lot of it's a lot more compressed than the other years. I feel like there's not as many shit jerseys, and there's also not as many great jerseys. It's just a lot of they're good. They're fine. They're there. Moving on, we have, for me at least, another jersey that's in that area, and that's the Detroit Pistons.
D tier. I'm going to be honest.
D tier.
It's not so much that I don't like. It's not like that it's ugly. It's kind of in the same reason. It's kind of in the same tier as the Celtics. Or it's in D tier for the similar reasons that the Celtics jersey is in D tier, just because it's kind of boring. Not kind of, it's very boring. The colors, they look nice. They're not like making me faint because it's so nice, but they don't look bad. And then they have the Motor City around the number, and that's about it. That's pretty much the whole jersey. And I know they've done Motor City for a few years now, so I don't know. I just feel like there's better ones out there, so I just said D tier.
Yeah, that makes sense. I put in B tier because I really like the colors that B tier. Yeah, I also like the matte gray colors of the font and the Motor City, and then I think it says Detroit Pistons basketball on the bottom half of the circle. Same tier as the Knicks, but the more I think about it, the more I want to drop the Knicks down. So we'll drop the Knicks down to C tier for me. But Detroit. Obviously, I'm glad you put it above New York. I still, even though they were in the same tier originally, I still like it more than New York's jersey. Once again, they have that same kind of carbon fiber print on the red part of the jersey rather than the blue part where it was the inverse last year. I also like how they didn't put the racing stripes down the middle of the jersey. It's now on the side of the jersey, so I think that looks a lot better. Like I said, I like the overall font. I feel like this is a better version of the Boston Celtics jersey because it's a clean, good-looking jersey. That's the difference. I feel like the other one, the Boston Celtics, is just straight up clean. It's just simple, everything like that. It's just simple. With these, though, they're clean and they look good. I feel like they look good. At least I think so.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they don't look good. It's just
you just did. You put them in D tier, John.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that they're boring, that there's not a whole lot going on. And since there's so many better ones out there, I was left with no choice but to put them in D tier. They're D tier compared to the other ones because they're so boring, not necessarily because they're ugly like the other ones in D tier. Miami Heat. But moving on, I believe it's the Pacers that is next.
Yes, sir.
Pacers. We got our first S tier jersey, boys. Indiana Pacers. They're S tier for me. They are S tier for me because, first of all, they look incredible. I already love the Pacers color scheme. It's blue, the blue and the yellow, and the kind of royal blue with the yellow and the white already looks good on their home and away. And their city jerseys last year were also pretty fire. And then this honestly feels more like a classic jersey because they wore a similar twist to these jerseys in the Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson, Rick Smits era back in the early 2000s and I believe late 90s. So
yeah, 90s.
Once again with the pinstripes, except instead of royal blue, they had navy blue, almost black looking. I think these look incredible. It's just the cool historical tie, but with better colors. So that's why they're S tier for me.
Yeah, I I 100% agree with you. I also have them S tier. I think they look really, really good. They're amazing. I like the throwback. You kind of said everything. I'm just gonna add one thing. They look shitty to play in. Like it's not a fun time to watch them again. Just like this is the second of the three that we're talking about. They still kept the navy blue. They kept the navy blue borders. That pisses me off because it's even an easier change than the Bulls court. It's even easier. It's just changed the tint of those colors to match the royal blue, so it's not a navy blue navy blue background with the royal blue look. I honestly think they look so good they should become their normal jerseys. That's how good they look. So then, in turn, they should make their what?
I said I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah, they look so good. And shout out to their statement jerseys, the yellow ones. Those also look really good. But, I just think the court kind of kills it for watching the games. But by themselves, those jerseys are fire. Fire.
Yeah, I would agree. They wore them when they played the Bulls the other night. It kind of looked like they were wearing, I don't know, it was just weird. It was just kind of weird. It looked with like the royal blue against the navy blue, like you said. But moving on to the last team in this division, the Milwaukee Bucks. Josh, how do you feel about Milwaukee's?
Controversial take. Like them. No, that's a joke. Indifferent. I put them in C tier. I'm indifferent about them. I think they look fine as themselves, but once again, this is the worst case, right? This is like the Bulls jerseys last year. I'm going to keep bringing it back because it's a simple comparison to make. It's the opposite color, right? They have blue, or not the opposite color, but they have an extremely different color. You have green, right? That bright pine green, and then you have this deep navy blue to light blue combination. It looks bad on court, but by themselves on the players, the jersey looks good. I like it. So I think that honestly brings it down more. Like I could be more indifferent with, like, let's say the Bulls or the Pacers, because it's a little change, right? It's from navy blue to blue. It's from black and red to like a gray and gold type color. So it's not that big of a difference. But between a blue and a green, if you just look up on the internet of these colors, it's extremely different. So I don't like it on court at all, but on the players, they're fine.
Correct me if I'm wrong. They do not have a court for these jerseys, correct?
That's what I just said, but yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you – I was confused by what you were saying. Yeah, so they don't have a court. I have them in B tier, the third B tier jersey of this division.
Wait. I just saw – is this it's NBA 2K. Never mind. So apparently someone created it in 2K, and it looks fire. I'll send you the link to it. But give me a sec. Go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, the Milwaukee, the blue on the blue kind of looks like, or it's supposed to represent like the Great Lakes. I believe I didn't even think Milwaukee was touching two of the Great Lakes. My geography is terrific over here, but
touching. It touches. How does Milwaukee touch too? Do you mean Wisconsin?
Yeah, I meant Wisconsin.
Okay, you said Milwaukee. I was like, how is one city able to touch two? Like in the UP.
I thought big brain. Does Wisconsin touch two? You're better at geography. You have a better memory than I do.
I think so. I think Superior to the north, and then obviously Lake Michigan.
Yeah. Okay. I'll trust you on that. But I guess that's what they're supposed to represent. Overall, good-looking jersey. Kind of out of the box with their colors, but not really complaining. B2.
Yeah,
so
and it is also known, like the state of Wisconsin is also known for their lakes. Obviously, not to the level of Minnesota, because Minnesota literally has the Lakers, right? They were the Minneapolis Lakers beforehand. So because it is also the nickname of the land of 1,000 lakes, but also Wisconsin is also not famous, but known for their lakes. But I just sent you in the chat. Look at the chat. The court, and tell me what you think of the court. Like, wouldn't it look so much better with that court? as Gavin pulls it up. Hello, guys. How are you guys doing? Leave a comment down below how you guys are doing, what you think we're doing.
That
Gavin's
does
probably-
look pretty fire. That
What?
does look pretty fire. Not gonna lie.
Exactly.
Just because of the borders. The borders matches the jersey, like the base jersey, whatever. Not too detailed, just like the colors and the pattern, slight pattern.
Yep, exactly. Not that big of a change. But that is it for the Central Division. Let's move on to the final Eastern Conference division, and that is the Southeast.
So, last division for the Eastern Conference, Southeast, starting off with the good old Atlanta Hawks. I personally have the Hawks MLK jerseys in D tier. And no, I'm not racist. No, I do not hate Martin Luther King. Similar thing to the Piston. I just think it's kind of boring and it doesn't look as good. The black and the peach, with the white letters, they just don't look as good as they really did last year. I felt like the Peachtree font looked a lot better. It was a lot more like kind of casual and fun rather than this like formal looking MLK format. Too much white, not enough like their classic peach colored font. So I have them in D tier. Where do you have the MLK jerseys?
Well, first off, come on, Gavin. That's all I have to face palm. Yeah, me too. I mean, D tier, not great. I mean, they're boring. They're fine, I guess. Yeah, they're there. They're there. By the way, I would like to shout out the rest of the jerseys that they changed, like the red, the black, and the white ones that they changed to. Oh my God. That was probably the best jersey change I've seen in a while. These new ones that are kind of like a turn on the old ones of the Dominique Wilkins era. Ooh.
Yeah, those are pretty
Spicy. Next, we have the Charlotte Hornets, the mint green. What do you think?
A tier. And a lot of people are saying if this is like S tier. And all the Chinese jersey companies are just absolutely going wild with orders of LaMelo Ball Buzz City jerseys. These are actually one of the best Hornets jerseys I've seen in quite some time. A tier for me, 100%. Weird colors, but they somehow kind of all come together. They have like the mint green, and they have kind of gold pinstripes, and then the black with the Buzz City and like gold accents again. For some reason it looks really good. I love that main kind of the Hornets blue. Is it blue? Is it green? I have no idea. That like primary color on their jersey, it's one of my favorite colors in general. Just like sharing my favorite colors. But yeah, the Buzz City always looks good. So yeah, I have them in A tier, near the top of A tier.
Yeah, me too. I like them. They're honestly my favorite in A tier. They're close to S tier. They're very close to S tier.
I honestly think that if these weren't the Hornets jerseys, because I hate the Hornets, if these weren't Hornets jerseys, they might be in S tier.
You hate the Hornets?
I don't like the Hornets, no.
Why?
Because I feel like every year they're kind of overrated, and LaMelo Ball and Zach LaVine hit the shot over them.
Okay. You do you, man.
Yep. Don't ask.
Yeah, so I really like them. Like we said, the mint is actually supposed to be after the Charlotte Mint, like the mint that prints coins and whatnot. That's why. And we're kind
Really? The more you know.
What?
The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know. Put the graphic up, Gavin. You're not going to do that, but you know, the star with the rainbow, the more you know. The face scan's giving me is like, is he ever going to try in editing? No, he won't. Now he's slapping his wings like a hornet, but ironic, isn't it? Yeah, I really like it. It is kind of a weird color combination, the gold, the black, and the mint, but you're right, it works really well together. They look really good in it, and it's pretty simple, just a good looking jersey with a good background.
Cool. Moving on. Cool. To the Miami Heat, sponsored by Trix Yogurt, or Broken TV.
Yeah, about these, yeesh. All I have to say is a yeesh.
What tier?
For me?
Yeah. F?
Yeah, they're close, man. I put them in D, but nah, no, move them down. Move them down. Put that bitch in F. Oh my God. Really? Really? That's you create the greatest line of jerseys ever, right? I don't think it's even disputed, or it should not be disputed, that those four jerseys, sorry, the white, the pink, the blue, and the black Miami Vice jerseys are the greatest four jerseys ever created to be like a part of the same line, if that makes sense. Oh my God, are those so good? And oh my God, is this one so bad? When I first saw it, I put them in B tier. I was like, okay, they're nice, they're clean, they're fine. I want to see them on person. But the way that they made the Miami font kind of flip it to where the pink is on the right side of the Miami instead of the left side, and the pink is on the left side of the jersey. Ew. 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 Not good. I don't like them. I wanted to put them higher because I wanted to like them, but I just can't.
You didn't want to believe that, you didn't want to believe that this could be associated in like the same series of jerseys as those other four beauties. Those other four Vice jerseys, which were so good, are now associated with this hot, steaming piece of garbage.
Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. Yeah, so what do you think of them? I know you already think that they're gross, but like, why?
But I'm tempted to put them in. Do I do it?
Yeah, got it. I did it. You do
These
it.
are now an F tier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to dislike them just because the four jerseys before them were so nice. I actually bought the Dwayne Wade version of the blue one, and now we have half of that blue one, half of that pink one, and then two mismatching fonts. So it's like a square of like alternating pink and blue colors. It kind of gives me a headache looking at that. The black doesn't look good either. That's possible. But yeah, these are F tier. The Trix Yogurt uniforms, not it.
Not it. I also got a Miami Vice hat, which I was thinking about wearing, but with the black background, I kind of just blend in. But like, see, we like you, Miami Vice. We both bought merch for you, and you're just like, no, let's take this garbage.
Dunzos. All right, so moving on to Orlando, Magic. Where do you have those city jerseys? Very, very interesting look with their orange and black. Where do you have them?
I really like the Magic jersey. I think they look really, really good. They're clean. I love the pinstripe look, that back. I don't really love the logo, like their current logo. Not a big fan of it, but it's fine. I would have preferred the old Magic logo, but then the colors look so good. The cream of like the tangerine orange cream color, then with the gray accents, and then the court that they did, absolutely fire. Another clean jersey that, if you look at the colors right next to each other, shouldn't really work, but they do. Like the mint jerseys of the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, I have them in A tier, surprisingly. On the low.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I have them in A tier as well.
Okay. But yeah, I think, it's weird and unconventional for the Magic, those colors, but it works. The orange with reminding me of like, physical oranges with the black and the white. It looks good. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, I think they're an A tier jersey. So, moving on to the final team, the Washington Wizards. Personally, they made the F tier for me because it's just a worse version. It's the exact same You know what? Screw it. No, they're not F tier. I can't say that they're F tier. They're D tier. They are D tier because I can't put them on the. They're better than the Knicks and they're better than the Heat jerseys. They're D tier. Why? But it's the same mediocre. It's like the same as their mediocre city jersey last year, but instead of white, it's gray. So I don't really like them. It's okay. Like they got the USA thing on the side. Other than the DC in the middle, there's really not much to it. It's just kind of like gray and DC and numbers and like America on the side. So yeah, I have them in D tier.
Yeah, so to help me with my ranking, instead of doing like I did A, B, C, D, S, A, B, C, D, F, whatever the order, A, B, C, yeah, A, B, C, D, F. I did it, and I also put like what next to it, right? Like what it means to me. So S, all time, A, love, B, like, C, indifferent, D, dislike, F, hate. So, as you can assume at where I'm going with this, I'm sorry, guys. English is just not my strong suit, apparently. Is that I could not care less or more about this jersey. I don't care about it. It's fine. It's there. It's existing. Don't really care. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. I don't love it. I don't like it. It's there. It's indifferent. So it's C tier.
Just like how no one cares about that team.
Except for Bradley Beal.
Yeah, poor Bradley.
Beal.
So that's going to wrap it up for the Eastern Conference. We're going to be making 2 separate videos. So if you guys watch this far, please like, please comment, and please subscribe. Tell us how we did. Give us feedback. Love you guys. Goodbye.